you're done. There's no way that's going to come out properly. You're going to be off temper, so you will see bloom, or you'll see this, or it won't set very well, and you'll notice that at the end. Now, you can lie to me all day and say, no, I swear I brought it to 120. But again, you're just lying to yourself, because in the end, you're going to have to deal with the fact it's not coming out of mold, or it's going to show the bloom, or it's not setting on you properly. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this over here, and we can utilize that later on. And now what we want to do is cool it down. Now, having this table here is pretty cool, because it is actually cool. So it helps the process. You want to try and avoid doing this on wood or tables where it's just going to be neutral, but this is a nice cool surface, so it'll help facilitate that process a little bit faster. Okay, so what's important is that I'm working clean also. So I'm always scraping down the sides of the bowl, and I am agitating. Now I could just let that sit there and walk away for an hour, and it'll cool down on its own. But that's not producing a good temper, because I need it for that crystalline structure to be aligned with agitation also. Not just the heating and cooling, but also me mixing it. And that's why the tempering machine is mixing it around and around. So it needs that agitation also, okay? So what we want to do here is I'm going to start out with this. So this is, again, the seeding. Now, this will definitely melt this amount. I know that for sure. And then we will try and find a block of chocolate. Now, if it's not the exact same chocolate, that's okay, as long as it's all dark chocolate. Now, we can't be mixing milk and dark because those don't have the same tempering temperatures. So it's important that we understand that, okay? But it's a great way to utilize scraps. So I have tempered where I'm like, oh, I have 8 ounces of this and 12 ounces of that and 2 ounces of this. As long as they're all dark, you can mix them all together. You just made your own chocolate blend. You know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with that at all. So what we want to do is we want to stir. If somebody can just stir that for me vigorously. I'm going to see if I have a dark block. Something.
So the seeding just adds to the volume, but it cools it down, obviously, with the...
Yeah, we don't care how much we have because we didn't measure it. You always actually want to do more than you need, because you'd be surprised when you're dipping and when you're molding, when you have very little in there, it's hard to work with. So you're always going to actually do more than you think you need, so that when you have extra, it's not wasted. You pour it out on a parchment paper, you let it harden, you chop it up for next time, and you remelt it. So there is absolutely no waste when we're getting it.
And the block is just meant to take the heat from it and not use.
Exactly. Maybe I don't have...
Just one up a point. Okay, now we can. Must be putting a little heat into it. Smells good.
I might have chopped them all up. Can someone get a couple half-sheet pins and maybe a couple pieces of parchment, please?
Remember when we went into the chocolate museum? This is what you smell.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So let's prep the stuff for filling the molds.